Lakers win in Utah, improved to 12-4 on the season. Wasn't a pretty game, wasn't a game that everyone's going to write home about, but those are the kind of games that you're on the road, taking on Utah, a team you had beaten by 14 earlier in the week, and it gave you a little bit of a good run in the first half, and you're still able to come out with the win. I thought it was a nice win. In years past, the Lakers lose that game. Plain and simple, they lose that game, kind of a scheduled loss. And you're looking back at the end of the year going, how did the Lakers lose to the Utah Jazz? It was big to get another win there. Now on to the Clippers. But in this video, we're going to talk about three-point shooting woes, some kind of underlying statistics that we're going to watch out for with the Lakers moving forward, things to be concerned about, or just early season statistics. The impact of not having DeAndre Ayton. Don't know how long he will be out. He will be missing this game against the Clippers, but taking on the Clippers. It always means a little more when you're taking on the crosstown rival Clippers off to a brutal start this year. So they're actually 5-12. I've been not playing very good basketball. 2-7 away from the Intuit Dome. Looking at the injury report before we get into it, as I mentioned, DeAndre Ayton will be missing this game. On the Clippers side of things, Jordan Miller is out. Derrick Jones Jr., who'd been having a nice season, out. He's out till through most of December. Bradley Beal is out for the year. He was kind of their big offseason signing. Coming over from the Phoenix Suns, he will be missing the rest of the season. Bogdan Bogdanovic is a game-time decision. He's averaging around 9 points a game. He's there to hit threes. That's simply why he's on the floor, a veteran presence, been in the league a long time. Now, looking at the Clippers, 5-12, really not having a good season. The reason why they're not having a good season is because it's a retirement home over there. There's no young talent on the team. They are consistently going with all these veterans, injury-laden veterans, and it is not working out so far. So the starting lineup consists of Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Ivica Zubac, Chris Dunn, John Collins. James Harden is leading the way. He's having a fantastic season so far. 28 points per game, about 8 assists per game, both statistics leading the team. Kawhi's bringing in 24 a night. Zubac's been fantastic. He had 33 the other night in their last game. He's averaging 17 points per game and 11 rebounds per game. Former Laker, we all know about Zubac's. And know that he's kind of carved out a nice starting role in the league for himself after coming over from the Lakers. Chris Dunn, the point guard, averaging about 7 points per game, 3 assists per game, 3 rebounds per game. Nothing crazy there, but has been having a decent season for him. And John Collins, who they were able to acquire, averaging about 11 points per game and 5 rebounds per game. Coming off the bench, more veterans. Nick Batum, averaging about 5 points a game. Brook Lopez, about 6 points a game. Chris Paul is simply out there to be running the second unit. His stats have not been very good this year. He's announcing he's retiring at the end of the season. He's averaging about 2 to 3 points a game. Kobe Saunders is a second-round draft pick from a couple years ago. He's had a decent season off the bench for them so far, averaging around 7 points a game. But this is the problem with the Clippers, is they're relying on old players who have dealt with massive injury history. James Harden, getting kind of up there in age. He's still, he's adapted his role with the Clippers. He used to be that scoring first mentality when he was with Houston, and has kind of evolved his game into now more of a point guard, after Philly and then now on to LA. And then Kawhi Leonard is fantastic when he's playing. I mean, this has been the story of his career. He's a very talented player. He's unbelievable. He's won 2 NBA championships, 2 finals MVPs, but the guy can't stay on the floor. And he might be one of the biggest, what could have been players in the NBA. That's not a slight to Kawhi Leonard because he's a Hall of Famer. He's going to be fantastic, or he has been fantastic. But if this guy could stay healthy, you wonder what his career statistics would be, and if he would have had a few more chips to go along with that. People really got high on Kawhi as kind of being the next face of the league after he won the title with the Raptors over the Warriors. But it's really just never worked out in LA in terms of playoff success, whether that be due to injuries, lack of fit. Last year really felt like the year for the Clippers when they took the Nuggets far in that series. Kind of felt like all the stars were aligning for the Clippers with them finally being healthy, and they weren't able to take advantage of it. This roster is gross to me in terms of, if I was a fan of the Clippers, which I certainly am not, there's no young talent on the team. I mean, Derrick Jones Jr. would be the one guy, and Kobe Saunders, who you're looking at to kind of develop. Like, all these guys are in their mid-30s to late 30s. I mean, Brook Lopez, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden. Like, Zubac is a nice player. He's young. He's going to be a franchise center for them. But you just feel like, I go back to this a lot. What is the definition of insanity? doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And it feels like that's what the Clippers do every year. They expect that they're going to be healthy in the postseason. They're going to have all their guys. And just time and time again, they're telling you that they're not. And I think it's really led to a really sluggish start to the season, 5-12. And this is not the team with that roster, with the average age being in the 30s, that you want to be behind in the standings, having to burn yourself out down the stretch. It felt a lot like the Lakers a few years ago with LeBron getting up there in age and Anthony Davis, who we know has been injury prone his career. It's like the Lakers would dig themselves such holes early in the year. They would have to, just crawl to get in the postseason, and then they'd be gassed when they got there, not even accounting for injuries. So the Clippers, now we know, are going to bring it in this game. There's a crosstown rivalry. Every time these two get together, it's a big deal. The Clippers for years had the Lakers number. So that, Clipper fans like to brag about that, despite the lack of rings and lack of playoff success. But they had the Lakers number for years. Had a long streak there of beating the Lakers in the regular season. But the Lakers have kind of changed that recently. Had a much better year last year against them. If the Lakers play their game, they're better than the Clippers. They should run them. The Lakers are currently 5.5 points in Vegas. We'll see if that line changes up to game time. But that should be a fun one. 8:00 NBC. Anytime these two get together, it's always fun. But hopefully the Lakers can get another win over a Western Conference opponent and keep this thing churning. Next topic: impact of not having DeAndre Ayton. We saw Maxi Kleber was fantastic in that game against the Jazz. And honestly, the Lakers probably don't win that game against the Jazz if Kleber doesn't make all the plays. Luka said it post-game. He's like, Kleber does the things. If you look at the box score, I'll pull it up right here. So Maxi Kleber had 2 points, 1 and 2 shooting, 3 rebounds, and 1 block. That doesn't jump off the charts to you if you didn't watch the game. You're probably like, all right, he has a few spot minutes and was serviceable. He was big down the stretch, really contesting shots, had that block, had a few rebounds there with 3, ended up being +1 in the plus minus. He really stepped up big and having some big minutes. It was interesting that JJ entrusted him to close the game over Jackson Hayes. I think that's just simply because he's a veteran. He's been there before. Luka and LeBron, these guys trust him versus Jackson Hayes, who is rim running reliant, very, very reliant on the pick and roll. And Kleber was just more steady when you needed a defensive presence rather than Jackson Hayes, who might get you some more offensive production. But Kleber could be the guy. Like, Kleber came over in that Luka deal. No one talked about him because he missed the entire season last year until that final game, the game 5 against Minnesota, where Jackson Hayes was benched and JJ Redick threw him in the game. He's out of game shape, hadn't played in forever, got asked to throw in there in a playoff game against one of the tallest teams in the league in Minnesota. It just didn't go super well. But Kleber, there's something there with him. I think he's going to carve out some real rotational minutes. And Jackson Hayes and him have to carry this in the meantime. Because one thing the Clippers do well is Zubac is a very good center. And the Lakers have to throw fouls at him, have to not let Zubac wreck the game, because Zubac's had some really big games against the Lakers before, ever since the Lakers traded him. Lakers got to make sure that because in terms of guard play, the Lakers should be able to just run roughshod over them. In terms of the bench of the Clippers is not anywhere close to the Lakers. The Lakers bench should really have their way. But not having DeAndre Ayton is a loss in this game against Zubac. I wonder if it'll be Hayes, Kleber, maybe LeBron will drop down, Rui give some minutes. We'll see what JJ Redick's plan for Zubac is. But it starts with Zubac. It sounds crazy with James Harden and Kawhi on the floor. Cannot let Zubac get going, because then if you let James Harden and Kawhi get in a groove, this team, despite their record, it can be dangerous at times. Let's look at the three-point shooting woes. So kind of a crazy stat. So the Lakers rank both in the middle of the league in offense and defense. Now they're 12-4, and the kind of question has been, how are the Lakers winning with the kind of middling offense and middling defense? Doncic, Smart, and Reeves are actually only averaging about just under 30% from 3. Reeves and Luka are currently sitting at 31%, which are both career lows for them. You look at this one of two ways. The Lakers aren't shooting the ball well, and hopefully it doesn't cost them in some of these games. It almost cost them against the Jazz, the lack of being able to really put them away. But I think the other thing, and LeBron kind of talked about this post-game, JJ Redick talked about it post-game. JJ Redick was like, hey, this is unacceptable. They got to shoot better. But LeBron also made the point of there's too many good shooters on this team for them to not just, by the law of averages, actually shoot better from the 3-point line. And if the Lakers are 12-4 and they're shooting like this, what's going to happen when Luka and Reeves, these guys get their shot back? Because we know that that's not really a problem. Luka is going to be able to hit threes. Austin Reeves is going to be able to hit threes. It is something that you wonder if Connect starts getting a little run, a little bit of look off the bench, because the one thing he can do is hit threes. It's kind of tough with Connect because you feel like he's lost all confidence from the first half of his rookie season, where he really looked like he was going to be a breakout star. And Connect's hard to play because he's not very good defensively. Some advanced shooting statistics have shown he's not great off pick and rolls. He's very good when he's stationary and able to set up his shot. But when he's coming off screens or moving threes, he's not very good. League defenses have figured that out and are not letting him sit in the corner anymore. But you wonder if the three-point shooting woes continue, if a guy like Dalton Connect doesn't get a little bit more run, because obviously when you're playing Marcus Smart, who's been struggling from three this year, when you're playing certainly Jared Vanderbilt, you're not going to have a lot of three-point shooting on the floor, and Jackson Hayes. Luka and Reeves are going to pick this up. I'm not really concerned about this. I think it's actually more impressive that the Lakers are winning games while they're shooting like this. I think the more concerning stat would be if the Lakers were shooting from an exceptional clip from the field and you're going, are they going to come back to the mean a little bit? And the Lakers aren't going to be continuing their winning ways. But overall, Lakers been fantastic. 12-4, got out of Utah with that win. And looking to build on this team. You know, you favored against the Clippers, going to be favored against the Mavs. The Lakers' schedule in the next couple weeks, can't take anyone lightly in the NBA. The Clippers are going to bring it. The Mavs are going to bring it. There's obviously some personal history between all those teams and the Lakers. But if the Lakers play their game and play good ball and continue to work LeBron back into the offense, Lakers record could easily be 18-5, something like that. Like you look at the schedule, it really opens up for the Lakers here over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully the Lakers can take advantage before the holiday season and Christmas break. So thank you for listening. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Alan's going to get you guys with the post-game show and as well as his morning show. And, you know, obviously going live after that Clipper game. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you, and go Lakers.